Oh my God. Dude, that's so good. Oh man. On there. What is going on, my doggies? Welcome back to another one. Oi, look at this. Bow and arrow in hand. Sun just set over there in the background. So this means we're gonna go have a whole lot of fun. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna strap a torch to this bow and arrow right here, and we're gonna go hunting in the night in this big dirty creek in the background over here. We've never been here before. This is a brand new place for me to go and shoot the bow and arrow. Got to strap a torch onto this thing. That sun is setting very, very quickly. So the next time you see us, it's gonna be pitch black. We're gonna have a torch set up on this bow and arrow. We're gonna go put some arrows through some big old fish. Wah! Dude, this is gonna be so much bloody fun. I'm absolutely frothing for this right now. Look at the water, there's not a breath of wind. It's the first time I've seen the water this arvo. Look at that. That is absolute glass right now. We wanna get down here and we're just gonna hoof it along the side of this creek here. That's insane, dude. Oh, this is gonna be that good. Just jumped out of the car to have a quick look around, and the water up here is extremely murky. It's like, look how green it is, man. It's very murky. Visibility is basically zero, but we're not gonna give up. Look at the water. Absolute fully blown glass. Couple of small mullet, but they're real small up here in the shallows. Well, the one thing that I can confirm is that there are mosquitoes absolutely everywhere out here right now. I'm getting smoked by mosquitoes. My legs, look at this. You can see them flying around right now. Look at this, look how many there are. Mosquitoes are thick, dude. Have a go at that, man. You're joking. That's an octopus. Obviously it's not alive. Someone's brought that octopus into this creek and just left it here, but it's a big dog, man. Oh, it stinks, bruh. That is a big old octopus, man. I would love to cook that thing up. Oh, you want to smell that thing. Well, what I'm doing now is I'm just driving along the edge of the river and trying to find a little bit clearer water, because this water is not clear whatsoever. I can't even see, I don't know, 20 centimeters, 15 centimeters in, you lose visibility. So what I'm doing is I'm just slowly driving along the edge of the creek, trying to find if the water clears up or if it doesn't. If it doesn't, we're in big trouble. If it does, hold on to your bloody hats, because we're gonna be throwing some spears or a couple of arrows through some big old fish, man. Rumor is you get some big crabs in here as well, so keep an eye out for them. But right now, it's not looking good. We'll just keep moving up here, we'll find where to go. Righto, now we're on a true blue mission. We've got the torch strapped to the bow and arrow. We've got 5 arrows, 3 in the holder, 1 slinged up, ready to go. It's a little bit of a steam to get down to the creek here. I've got to walk a fair way. Tell you what, mate, if there's no mullet down the end of the creek here, we're gonna go hungry. But there is no shortage of rabbits out here. I've seen about 4 or 5 rabbits already. Could pop one with this very easily. They're only 10, 15 meters away. But little bit of a walk into the bush here. We're gonna finally get to that creek. Man, he's small mullet. Oi, slippery, eh? Gotta watch our steps. Come on, you big dog. 1 fish is all we need. Struggle town right now. Come on. All right, now we're going proper bush. I'm in the middle of nowhere right now. spiders absolutely bloody everywhere. We are getting this fish, man. Come on, this is usually where they sit up in this shallow water at night. They push right up here for protection from the other fish. But I haven't seen one, man. I haven't seen one fish. We've been out here for a slog. Keep going. There's a rabbit right behind that little bit of grass there. I'm gonna see if I can get it. We'll cook that up. There's a rabbit right here. See it right there. There it is. There it is. Oh. All right. This is the plan. Last night we got absolutely no fish with the bow and arrow. I stayed out there for bloody ages. We didn't get any fish whatsoever. I didn't even see a mullet, man, all night. So tonight, what we're doing is we're back again, completely different creek, completely different area. We're gonna get that bow and arrow back out. First things first, I wanna start a big fire with this tree we've got here. I'm gonna boil up a coffee, ingest some of that delicious caffeine. Once that sun sets, get the bow and arrow out and hopefully plug a big dog with an arrow. But this creek here, usually there's some big fish, man. Let's see how we go. First things first, let's get a fire going. Wah! Oh, I reckon this fire is going to be pretty bloody hard to start, you know. Everything's soaking wet. This material that I've got here is pretty damp, but if we just keep filling it with sparks, we should get a bit of a flame going on. Oh, look at that. It actually worked. It's pretty wet, this stuff, eh? That's the go, but we got fire. Here we go, doggies. That's pretty wet material, eh? That went up pretty good. That's what I'm talking about. All right, let that go. That thing's gonna pump. Look at the views. This is our coffee view before we go spear a couple of fish in the head. Wow, that's not a good sign. Oh wow, that's not a good sign. That's better. Oh, we're gonna fill up this little billy, little bit of water. Didn't even realise those bloody water tanks on the back of the troop dog are empty, so better get that sorted out, eh? But the backup tank, this tank comes in handy all the time. That runs up to like an 80-litre tank behind that seat there, so we're safe. We've got a heap of water. Let's go and make a bit of a coffee. We'll chuck that billy straight on the fire and we're gonna be away. I'm gonna have a little bit of fun actually. I'm gonna chuck that lid on there. We'll go launch that in the fire. All right, I'm just gonna sit that there. That is putting out so much heat, dude. All right, there's our billy sitting on the fire. That's not going to take too long to boil at all. That is bloody hot in there. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to grab one little bit of hook, one bit of fishing line, and we're going to see if we can chuck a little bit of a little cricket or a worm under here and see if we can pull a fish out. Oh, there's got to be bugs under here, dude. Come on. Yes, there. There you are. Where did that thing go? There. Got it. That is the best bit of bait, bro. Look at that cricket, man. All right, we've got a cricket. All right, here we go. We've got a cricket. Some of the best bait going. What I'm going to do is, I'm just going to grab this hook, quickly pop him in the back of the head. It's going to put him to sleep straight away. He's not going to feel it. Then we're going to put him on this hook, like that. I'm going to guide him back through. And this here is going to get smashed. If we can catch a fish on that cricket right there, we're going to put it straight on this fire. We're about to deploy the cricket. We're going to put it straight under this tree just here. That's where the fish will be hiding, in that snag there. So I'm just going to lob this cricket straight under there. Oosh. Yes. All right, literally all we do now is just sit back and wait for this thing to scream. Cricket is sinking very slowly underneath that tree there. Boom. Just like that, we've got a little bit of a barista session happening right now. Look at this dude, literally just sitting here waiting for that sun to set. As soon as it goes dark, we're bringing out the bow and arrow. Boom. I'm just gonna sit back. I'm gonna enjoy this piece, man. There is not a sound right now. All you can hear is birds, bugs, and just, that's it, man. A little bit of breeze in the trees. It's so bloody beautiful out here. So that's me for the Arvo. I'm just gonna sit around this fire and wait for it to go dark. Once it goes dark, we're gonna bring that bow and arrow back out to play and hopefully get a slob on the deck. If not, we're going hungry. Whoa. Whoa. How bloody good is this? Just finished up that coffee, sat down there for a little while. Now I'm just stinging for the sun to set. So I'm just gonna go for a bit of a drive, but how glorious is this, mate? Look at this, eh? There's not a breath of wind. This should be, oh, look at the fish jumping out here. There's actually, I'm gonna go down there. There's actually fish jumping right there. They're only small mullet probably, but this is pretty ideal for shooting fish. Big sandbar out there. Look at this, man. Off its head. All right, we're gonna go up here. I'm gonna climb this rock for a sec. Look at this, brah. We are living right now. As soon as that sun sets, it's game on. But for now, just suck in the views, doggies. Have a go at it. It's not bad, eh? Up him. Easy work. Oh, smell that fresh morning air. That is absolutely bloody beautiful. Look at this morning, doggies. Oh, this video's taken a little bit of a bloody change, hasn't it? I've got 2 bottles of milk in my hand right now. I've got 2 screaming goats down here. This video's done a massive 180, but look, right now we've got 2 starving goats to go and feed, and I'll tell you why we're not slinging arrows through fish. Look at the morning, man. It is a beautiful morning. Look at the little goats down there. They're starving. Chickens over there. Welcome to the field day homestead. We've got a couple of bottles of milk for the goats here. How you going, boys? Oh, you're frothing. You hungry? Come on, boys. Look at the size of Bowie. Bowie's growing up real quick. You boys want to feed? Look at them. They're so hungry in the morning, eh? Come on, boys. I've got food for you. Over here. Come on. There's yours. There's yours. Look at these things, man. Bowie is like 5 times the size they used to be when we found him in that video. If you guys don't know, this is Bob. This little Ranger goat here, this is Bob. Bowie's over the back here. They're both smashing this milk right now. It's pretty cold, so I've got a little bit of warm milk for breakfast. Have a go at the size of Bowie. He's an absolute monster already. Aren't you, buddy? And he smashes milk like it's going out of fashion. Look at him go, man. Necks it. Tell you what, my doggies, we're having a little bit of a bloody struggle on that bow and arrow front. 2 nights in a row now we've been out trying to sling arrows through fish, and we've had absolutely no luck whatsoever. Like, I'm talking, dude, I was out there last night for hours and hours on end walking around that creek. Didn't see anything worthy shooting. There's heaps of fish in there, but they're just not worthy shooting. So I thought I'd bring you guys back home to my place. Check out the goats. We'll go have a look at the chickens now. And I can't travel too far. That's why this is going to turn into a little bit of a homestead video, because Mac 10's actually not here. Mac 10's in Europe right now. She's gone back home to see her family. So I'm stuck with all the animals, but it's all right. I bloody love it. Waking up to this every day is so sick, man. Little goats. We'll go check the chicken eggs in a minute. Check the veggie patch and the fruit trees. Up him, Bowie. Up him. What are you doing, mate? Hey Bob, you finished already, mate? What are you doing? He just loves chewing on that nipple when he's done, Look at him. He has a chew on that one. Bowie's nearly done. Bowie's horns are growing big, Remember that time when we found him out in the bush? He was like the size of his head. Now look at the size of him. He's a big boy. Hey mate, you're growing up real quick. So, if you guys remember Bowie, when we found him, he would legit lay in my hands like this. Now look at the size of this thing, man. He's getting so big. He's an absolute giant. Compared to when we found him, he's gonna get a lot bigger than this, but Bowie is a big, healthy, strong goat. We've got Bob down there. He's also a big, healthy, strong goat. But look at the horns on Bowie now. He's got a full set of horns on him. Hey, mate. This is the best thing we ever did, was save this goat from the bush. He's an absolute bloody legend. We have so much fun with him, chasing him around. He doesn't like getting picked up anymore. He's too big, aren't you? Turning into a little teenager. He doesn't like getting picked up. But there he is, Bowie. He's growing up real big, real quick. What do you reckon, Field Day fam? Say hello. Hello, mate. And this little fella, if you guys haven't met him, this is Bob. This is his little mate. This is the Ranger goat. He's got a little set of horns popping in there. Exactly the same size. But this one's also a little champion. They're both completely different. They're the same breed of goat, but they both do very different things. They run around and headbutt each other, and don't you, bud? Don't you, mate? They're absolutely incredible animals, If you ever want to have a good fun pet, goats, man. Goats are the way to go. But this is what we've been doing on the Field Day homestead when we're not out fishing and catching no fish like we have in the last 2 days. I've been building this enclosure for the goats. So they've got this big run here, which basically, it's just this fence. It's like heavy duty fence. We put it in and it's doing the job. The goats aren't getting out. We've properly like boxed out the corners, so they're fully strained up. Each corner's been boxed out with 150 poles, and it goes the whole way down here. So they've got a pretty bloody big run. Listen to them screaming. They've got all of this to run around and eat and play. Eventually we're gonna build a big cubby house in here, from like a 2-story cubby house, so it'll match that chicken coop that I built. But here's the bloody fence for them. It goes all the way down here, the whole run, all the way down there. Hey mate, you got heaps of room to run around and play, don't you, buddy? So these goats get milk before we even get our coffee. This is usually Mac 10's job. Mac 10 usually comes down here and feeds the goats, but she's in Europe right now visiting her family, so I've got the house to myself. If you boys want to come around for a party, let me know. But this is it. Look at the morning. It's a beautiful morning. Stay tuned. We're going to be cooking up some of the most delicious beer-battered fish tacos you've ever seen. I'm going to go inside, make a coffee, and then I'll see you guys around the kitchen table. Wow. Actually, before we go and make a coffee, we gotta go check on our bloody chooks. How you going, lady? Look at these ones up here. Jumping on top of that stick. A lot of people told me, don't put a stick like this in the chicken coop, they won't enjoy it, but look at these ones, they're loving it up there. Hey ladies, you girls giving me some eggs for breakfast or what? We'll go see if we've got a couple of eggs for breakfast. If you're ever going to build a chicken coop, this is one of the best things I did, eh? Put this flopping door at the back of it, so when you want to get eggs, you don't have to get chicken shit all over your feet. No eggs, no eggs, no egg, no egg. These eggs aren't real eggs, they're like ceramic eggs. Same with that one there, it's not a real egg, it's a ceramic egg. Just teaches the chickens that they got to lay eggs in their boxes, but usually, maybe it's a little bit too early, 7:30 in the morning right now, we ain't got no chicken eggs. What are you doing, ladies? Hey? Where's my chicken eggs? Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna go make a coffee. Alright. Now, as you can see, what a little bit of smoke passing through the kitchen. So what we've got is, we've got a beautiful little fire down here. We're gonna get a nice big bed of coals down there because we are going to cook fish tacos, but we're going to be cooking fish tacos the right way. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be battering up this fish. So what I got on this chopping board right here is 2 beautiful slices of jewfish fillet. This was caught not too many days ago. It's still fresh, it hasn't been frozen yet. You can see right there the color of that meat, incredibly beautiful fish. This is a very, very good fish to be making fish tacos with. West Australian jewfish. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be beer battering this fish, but we're going to be beer battering it the right way. Now, when you're doing beer battered fish, there is 4 ingredients that you're going to need. 1, you're going to need plain flour. 2, you're going to need rice flour. Rice flour is very, very important. 3, baking powder. 4, curry powder. Now, this is where people come unstuck and where I see when people make beer battered fish, you can use plain flour, baking soda, and beer. You mix it together. It still gives you that crunch, but that crunch only lasts 2 or 3 minutes. And then by the time you serve it onto a plate, that crunch is gone and the fish it's still brown. It still looks good, but it's not super crunchy. That is where rice flour comes into play. If you don't use rice flour, you're not going to get that beautiful crunch on the fish. If you only use rice flour, what you're going to get is you're going to get a very white looking fish. It's going to be crunchy, but it's not going to have that nice yellow texture. So what we're going to do is, we have no measuring cups out here, we're cooking in the bush. Plain flour, we're just going to chuck a little bit of plain flour in this bowl here, probably about that much, that'll do. Same as the rice flour, 50-50. That amount of flour, we're going to go same with that rice flour. So it's about a 50-50 mix there. Baking powder, just going to knock the lid off that. You probably want 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder in here, so I'm just going to sort of, yeah, that's probably more than 1.5 teaspoons, but that's all right. What that baking powder is going to do, it's going to make it fluffy, it's going to make it delicious. There's our 3 flours in there right now, or 2 flours and the 1 baking powder. We're going to mix that together. I'm telling you right now, once you do this beer battered fish recipe, you will never go back to cooking fish any other way. It's that good, it's crispy, it stays crunchy, it's absolutely bloody beautiful. So we've got all of our flours mixed up in the bowl there. What I'm going to do is add a little bit of salt. Now this is optional, but this is curry powder. Some people put paprika, some people put whatever, you can put whatever you want in here. There's no rules in the kitchen, but this is curry powder. What I do is I just chuck in just a little bit of curry powder into this flour mix. 1, it gives it a color. Number 2, it just gives it that tiny little bit of a flavor when you bite into that crunchy fish skin. So we're gonna mix all this up now. Now, it wouldn't be a beer battered fish without an icy cold beer. The trick is to use this beer cold. You're gonna put a little bit of a void or a little bit of a hole in your bowl here. You're gonna slowly pour that beer inside. It's gonna foam up, it's gonna look delicious. That's probably half the beer there. We're just gonna slowly mix it from the inside out until we get like a pancake consistency. That's what we want. Look at this. It's looking good. All right, so that's quite a thick mixture that we've got going on here, but this is what I actually like. I like it to be nice and thick, because what you get is you get a big thick coating over the fish, and it's a big crunchy beautiful bit of fish after you're done with it. So that's done. We mix that up. What I'm going to do with that now, we're going to chuck that inside the fridge. That's going to be in the fridge for 20 to 30 minutes. We want to cool that down. While that cools down, we'll pump this fire up. I'm going to make little pieces of fish about that big, probably a little bit rounder than your thumb, a little bit longer than your index finger. We're going to make a heap of these little bits. That's what's going to go inside the taco. So I'm just going to cut these up, cutting against the grain of the fish. All right, now you can't have a fish taco with only fish inside the taco. So what we've got is, we've got one red chili, we've got a red onion, we've got a lime, we've got a handful of these little cherry tomato bombs straight off our cherry tomato tree out there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut these things up. Right there, we have a chopping board of very finely, very professionally cut up a red onion. That is gonna go straight into this bowl here. Next, cherry tomatoes. Perfectly chopped cherry tomatoes, also going into that bowl there. Dump that half of the red chili straight into that bowl. While we're here, we're gonna get this lime, cut that in half. Lime juice, you're gonna squeeze into this bowl here. Should have probably gone down there. We've got a nice lemon tree down there, which is loaded with lemons, but we're just gonna run this lime for now. Heap of lime juice in there. This is the concoction. I'm just gonna mix this up. Little bit of balsamic vinegar in here would be incredible, but we're just gonna keep it OG right now. So that's how we're looking here. Cast iron frying pan. This thing is gonna get lobbed straight on top of the fire, but before we put it on the fire, you'll notice that there's a couple of tent pegs in there. 1, 2, 3 tent pegs. You guys know how good tent pegs are for this kind of cooking. Gonna sit that pan straight on top. That oxygen just flows straight under the pan there. That's gonna take, it's gonna be hot in no time. So this right here is a frying pan or a cast iron pan full of canola oil. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get that oil as hot as I possibly can. One of the benefits of using these tent pegs on a fire is that you can just keep feeding sticks underneath your pan like this. So I can just keep feeding the fire as much fuel as it needs to get hot enough to get that oil to a boiling temperature. So we'll just keep sticking sticks in here. That's gonna get that oil real bloody hot real quick. So while that fire takes off, I'll run inside. I'll go get that beer batter that we made. It's chilling in the fridge right now. I'm gonna go get that. We're gonna dunk our powdered fish into that beer batter and we're gonna be eating in no time. All right, let's do this. We've got the best batter you'll ever make, some of the freshest fish you'll ever catch. We've got a frying pan full of hot oil and we've got a little bit of coals. Now I've taken that frying pan off of those coals because I think it's too hot. It's extremely bloody hard to get your temperatures right when you're cooking on fire, but cooking on fire is by far my favorite way to do anything. So that's what we're gonna do. What we'll do is grab one of these bits of fish. We're gonna lob it into that beautiful batter we've got there. We're just gonna see how this one goes. It should be hot. That oil should be bloody hot still. Oh, that's perfect. All right, that's a nice little sizzle there. So we're just gonna do that with the rest. Drip him in, let that drip off, and then he's going straight in. That's the perfect temperature. Lucky I took it off, eh? Another one. When you're chucking it in the oil, make sure you lay it away from yourself so you don't splash yourself with hot oil because that'll be disastrous. That oil is bloody hot right now. Another one going in. As you will notice, I put the frying pan back on the coals now. Very, very hard to regulate the heat when you're cooking with fire, but I reckon we've nailed it. Look how good these are. These are golden brown, crunchy pieces of fish. I'm actually gonna say, I reckon they're done. They've been on for probably about 5 minutes. I'm just gonna load them up on this little chopping board. Look how brown and crunchy this is. Here it is, a tray of delicious golden brown West Australian jewfish. This is crunchy. It's gonna be delicious. Bowl, what I've done here is I've chucked in a little bit of corn and a couple of beans. So that's just turned into a full-on Mexican mix. A little bit of tartare sauce, a little bit of hot sriracha sauce. Down here, freshly cut up red cabbage. Can't be, you need red cabbage. A couple of wraps. This is gonna be ridiculously good. Look how crunchy these are. It's all about the crunch. Ready? Oh man. Oh, that's so good. All right, let's make a taco. Righto, here we go. It is time to feast. I'm gonna see if I can squeeze in the frame here. We're gonna grab one of our little wraps. Crunchy piece of fish. Another golden brown crunchy piece of fish goes on there. We'll grab this little Mexican mix we made. We'll chuck that on there. Sriracha hot sauce. That's gonna go on there. Tartare, just give that a dribble. Just like this. Cabbage. Cabbage that up. And that right there, my friends, is one of the best fish wraps you're ever gonna make. Fresh fish. If you follow that recipe, this crispy batter comes out so good. It stays crunchy. It's all time, man. All right, cheers. Oh my God. Dude, that's so good. If you get a chance, try it. Look, cooking on fire, I think personally, it's hard to cook on fire, but dude, it just makes it better. We're outside, we're sitting around a little fire, eating some hella good fish wraps. Or fish tacos. This is incredible. That batter is so crunchy. That's real good. Golden brown, little bits of fish. Super crunchy. Look at the inside. It's cooked to perfection. Put that in there, put that in there. There's one thing that I just forgot on that last one that we made, so I'm gonna have one more. Put the little Mexican mix in there. Boom, boom, boom. Sriracha. Can't not have that on there. Tartare sauce. We'll dribble that all over that. The one thing that I forgot before was this, lime juice. Just gonna dribble a little bit of lime on there. Then we're gonna chuck on this. And that right there, my friends, once again, is one of the best tacos you'll ever eat. If you get a chance, knock one of these up around a fire. You will not regret it. I wanna thank you so much for watching. This was a little bit of a random episode, but we got there in the end. If you can do it, make this recipe. It is all time. Thank you so much for watching. Next time you guys see us, we're gonna be doing some psycho fishing. A mate's coming over tomorrow. We're gonna go for a big fish and we're gonna go and we're catching some slobs and we're fishing in a method that we've never done before. So strap in for that one. If you guys wanna watch that, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're already subscribed, thank you. I bloody love you. And I guess I'll see you guys next week. These fish tacos are off their heads, eh? Righto, peace out, much love. Wah.